Hello, my name is Dr. Thomas Lucky. I'm here to discuss the medical news that there's a world report showing the unhealthiest states are located south of the Mason-Dixon line, and big pictures reveal red flag issues. So this is important from the Televox Healthy World report. A fragile nation in poor health explores why so many people ignore their doctor's advice. So what we find out here is that in the fragile nations reveal 15% of healthcare professionals is frustrated because patients don't follow their treatment plan, and a mere 7% feel they successfully are helping patients become healthier individuals. Although 37% of healthcare providers say their patients acknowledge the situation and have good intentions, many patients make excuses as to why they can't take charge of their personal health. And this is really something that is scary. As more than a quarter of primary care doctors complain of burnout, and at least 30% indicated they would leave the field within 5 years. So baby boomers aren't faring much better. A fragile nation revealed that more than 56% of American baby boomers don't feel their overall personal health is in good shape, and 1 in 4 say they're struggling to be healthy. But here is the real zinger of this whole thing, is only 5% of the people that were polled here consider themselves to be unhealthy. So there's a disconnect that is going on. And I am thankful for not being among the 7%, only 7% of physicians that think that they are helping people become more healthier. I look at our situation as 95% approval rate. When you deal with things from a spiritual, emotional, physical paradigm, instead of looking at things as cutting a person up and actually causing dysfunction in other areas that you're not looking at. So we have to look at the whole body instead of part of the body. And one of the big things with people is, number one, there's 3 A's. I call it the 3 A's. One is people want attention, people want acceptance, and people want approval. Now, what causes them not to have that approval is actually the lack of love, because acceptance plus love plus attention is the formula for approval. So there's a lack of love because there's too much fear. And when people have fear, then they can't be in a state of love, and they can't be empowered to take care of their issue. So the deal is, you treat a person like you love them, like you would actually have them to treat you, like the good Bible says there. Love the Lord with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. When you focus on people, and people become the function of where you're going, then amazing things can happen to that person, because that person is appreciated and valued instead of devalued. So they would be more likely to follow what you have to say. I have a slanted view on things because our clinic is actually deals with the sickest of sickest, people that have fell through the cracks in the medical field and they have no other options, and they will go anywhere and do anything actually to get well. So a majority of these people do get well, and they overcome whatever they have to overcome because they recognize it from another perspective. And really, it's not anything that I do. It's actually what they do. It's what I witness, and then I am able to tell people about it because of being a witness. And that's what a witness does, is spread the news. So the deal is, people get well from all kinds of stuff. People with liver failure, kidney failure, heart failure, people with all kinds of issues that have been given up with can get well. And I know that because I've actually seen it. I've seen it over and over and over and over and over again. But the time is that we have to take control of our health. We have to be in control of our environment, our personal macrocosm and microcosm, called our body actually, and the external environment that we try to control, that we try to manipulate actually. We need to let go of that. And when we recognize who we are and the beauty that we are and the lack of love that we have for ourselves, and we appreciate ourselves, then guess what? People take more attention to us, and actually they accept us more, and then we have their approval. So the keys is 3 C's and 3 A's. Be committed. Have a challenge. Don't just start somewhere and actually, fall over. But actually put a goal to where you need to go, what you see, and your body will take you to it. Your body and heart actually will take you to where you need to go. So the deal is, don't live your life in static. You live your life in dynamic motion. So be committed and actually take control. And the 3rd C is have a challenge. Always be challenged. Always don't give up. Because there's always hope to our last breath. And there's always hope to our last heartbeat. And so what I'm telling you today, don't be a part of the statistics. Because it looks like the medical field is becoming burned out. Because there's no incentive anymore. And to work all these hard hours, actually, unless you really care for that person, actually, and you feel like what you're doing is making a difference and impacting the world. Because that's what we have to look at, is that individual. And if we can change that individual's life, to a situation that they feel better about themselves, health follows. Health is very easy. It's not a difficult process. It comes if we just recognize, where we are, where we're going, and what we're here for. And when we look at these things, then we can be what we want to be. We can have what we want to have. And we can do what we can do. See, the biggest problem today with people is they fear that they're not going to be, they're not going to do, and they're not going to have what they want to have. So they come from a lack experience, which creates more fear. And fear actually disempowers a person to have lack control. And when you have a lack of control, you cannot get well. But when you recognize that you are in control of your own body and you believe it, then incredible things can happen overnight, instantaneously. We've seen people that come to the office that get well here in the office. We don't have any idea why they got well. And these people had crippling conditions actually before they come in, even taking chemotherapy for that. And they take nothing now. And they walk miles and miles and miles a day. So what I'm talking about today is that your body is amazing and is fearfully and wonderfully made. Recognize that and get rid of the obstructions and that prevent you from healing. Because see, we want to blame something. It's a blame game. It's not about blame, it's about taking responsibility. When we take responsibility of our health and our well-being, then our cells will become in alignment to allow healing to manifest itself. So this is really discouraging to me that the medical field sees it this way, and there's they feel so bad about the issue, and that they're going to leave the issue because we need our doctors, we need good doctors, we need caring doctors, and when they're upset, then the value of a person drops, and they really don't care anymore. It just becomes a job instead of a ministry to see people healthy and wise. We give you thanksgiving for all the people that we've actually been able to see, because actually you are the miracle, you have the blueprint, and God is the healer. Have a good day.